Today I'm not going to tell you a story. I will not tell you a story. The old youth group kids, they decided they want to tell you some stories. And I said, guys, just wait. And they said, we've done our waiting. 12 years of it. In Azkaban! Okay, alright, I'll let you do the story. But I will commentate, because sometimes you exaggerate. These are my friends, John DeFay.
My name is John DeFay.
And Paige McGonigal.
Hi.
I like them. They're cool. They're like my companions, if I was the Doctor. My lead guitarist, my lead bassist. I'm on drums. These are two of my stories in the eyes of someone else. Enjoy.
That Ryan guy? That Ryan guy? That Ryan guy? That Ryan guy? He's gone. Just gone. Gone. Who knows where? Who knows? He's never coming back. He might be. But until then, I have some stories to tell you. Ryan is my youth group leader. I've been on many adventures with him. Until about last year, he had a 2006 Ford Taurus.
I did not know how awful this car was until I had my new car.
I do not suggest this car. It's terrifying. Terrifying. One time, we were coming home from a festival, music festival, Creation 2010 perhaps. Driving home, great time, when all of a sudden, the car just stops working. Wasn't out of gas, the battery wasn't dead, the alternator was broken.
The alternator.
But we didn't know that. We paid to have a new battery put 3 hours into the drive home. After replacing the battery, the car breaks down again, this time on the side of a highway. So now we know it's not the battery. We waited 3 hours on the side of a highway, just in the grassy knoll, huge hill, a mountain of grass. We paid AAA to tow the car and then to fix the car. This cost a lot of money.
With that kind of money, I feel like I should have every living cast member of Star Wars working on my car. In costume.
2 months later, we find out that Ryan, unbeknownst to him, had AAA.
I didn't know I had AAA. It was the most embarrassing thing in the world. A lot of people spent a lot of money that day.
Another time, me, him, a couple other people, blasted the beach.
Beach is fun. It was a great time. We all had a fantastic time.
Came home, nighttime. About 2 minutes from home, the car starts accelerating by itself. We just hear the car just get louder and louder. Ryan says,
guys, I am not doing this.
And I look at the dashboard, and the car is getting faster. So he pulls over to the side of the road.
Both feet on the brakes.
Shifts it into park, at which time the car starts revving. The car isn't going anywhere. So we're stopped. What do I do? I scream back, turn it off! And I jump to the front of the car, grab the keys, and turn it off.
What are you, John, some kind of action hero now? What are you, Bruce Willis? What are you, Steven Seagal? Jean-Claude Van Damme? What are you, Tupac Shakur? What are you, Ben Stiller? In such movies like Starsky and Hutch, Harrison Ford in most things he does? What are you, Daniel Radcliffe in almost nothing he does? What are you?
He'll tell you I didn't, but I totally did, Ryan. I did. One day I got into the car, and there was a battery sitting there. You'd think a AA, AAA, D, or a C battery. But no, this was a car battery. For months, just months.
More like a year and a half.
This car battery sat in the center, in the back seat, in the middle of the summer, full of car battery fluids, dangerous toxins and things that should not be inside of a car. At least not next to me, sitting in the seat, wearing a seatbelt because it thinks it might be safer.
Technically, it was safer.
One day I came into the car, and the seatbelt was gone, and some upholstery had been torn. Apparently, the battery had spilled and ruined the upholstery on that seat was just ruined. The acid had eaten through the seatbelt. Whoever sat there no longer had safety. This car was the worst luck I've ever seen in the world.
Really? Really, John DeFay? In the whole world? Do you even know what it's like to live in Africa?
The way the car actually ended up dying was that the transmission gave out, at which time he got a new car, which we all celebrated greatly, because it meant that we could actually have safety on our way to our adventures. He's not a bad driver. Ah, Ryan's car. A lot of adventures in there.
I'm Ryan's other friend, Paige. I wanted to tell you the story of how he kicked us out of Bible study. Basically what happened was, I came out to his Bible study because of a friend of mine. This is my Bible study leader. He is really passionate, but he's loud. I've been told that he's loud before about other people, and I was able to handle that. Might I remind you, I have never met him. And this kind of tells you that he's not the typical Bible study leader. Basically, he comes up to me the first time of him meeting me, and he goes, "So, how Asian are you?"
What I actually said was, da 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 dun 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 dun, and I only did that because I didn't have a gong.
Mind you, I'm Mexican. So, I was mildly offended, if I do say so myself. Minus that, I had an amazing time at his Bible study. We all had a lot of fun, and I learned about God. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna go back for a second time. Second time I went there, things got a little bit more interesting.
Mind you, Bible study had become totally unruly. We had people running across the street whenever they gosh darn well pleased. We had people chucking ice everywhere. We had people getting into fights. We had people running away when they were sad. It was crazy. So I went to my pastor and I said, what do I do in this situation? You've been doing youth pastoring for years. And he said, make an example of someone. Kick someone out. And everyone else will fall in line. So I tried to do that, but then I kicked everyone out. One step up the ladder.
There was a girl there. Her name was Rosalita. Basically, Rosalita was supposed to be the girls' Bible study leader, and Ryan was supposed to be the boys' Bible study leader. We would have small groups. Ryan was preparing the message and praying in the other room. So it was me, Rosalita, and then a bunch of our other friends. We were all kind of just goofing off, having a good time waiting for Ryan. Rosalita had a cup of ice in her hand because we had an ice machine. Because the building that we were using used to be a coffee house. So they had an ice machine. She was just eating a cup of ice, and then she goes to chuck it at someone because she's like, oh, this is funny. The person, of course, chucks it back. So all of us are kind of just sitting there watching it back and forth, and then somebody grabs a huge cup of ice and chucks it. By the time this was all over, it looked like Winter Wonderland. There was ice everywhere. People were slipping everywhere. Ryan comes in. Hey guys, I'm ready for the... What happened?
Having that building is a privilege, okay?
I don't know if you've seen Puss in Boots. You know the cat that goes, ooh? That's what everybody did. We were kind of just like sitting in silence staring at each other. What the heck do we do now? This guy is going to kill us. He starts getting loud.
She doesn't know what loud is. What she was hearing, that was about a 2.
Basically, we're kind of like getting like that, like antsy. Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh. My friend Aaron, this is Aaron.
Hello.
Okay, you're gone.
Okay, bye.
Aaron and our friend Matt both are trying to calm Ryan down because Ryan's getting a little fuming.
What she failed to mention is that the other room, there are 2 rooms, there's another room, she's in the kitchen area room, which is now Winter Wonderland, and the other room, I walk in, and it's Christmas Town. There's ice all over that room, too. I had reasons.
They're just like, Ryan, what's the big deal? He stops the silent anger and he just says, everybody get out. But Ryan, we have nowhere to... Everybody get out. Just everybody leave. Leave. Everybody. And we all just look at each other. Half of the kids, he was driving them home. It kind of felt like one of those moments where your parents really mad at you, but they don't say anything. They just go, send you to your room.
Except I used my words. Out. Get out.
And none of us left. We kind of just all stood by the door and looked at him with sad puppy eyes.
But it was useless. I've been collecting children's tears for years, putting them in little vials, developing an immunity. It's Youth Pastor 101.
And he just sat there and cleaned up the mess. We were all really sad.
Good.
And that was the time that Ryan Falkenberg kicked a bunch of kids out of Bible study.
Hope you enjoyed those 2 just as much as I do.
Okay. Almost.
Don't have.
I thought you were going to introduce me.
Introduce yourself, whatever. Just like introduce you. Remind you, like say like
Perfect.